The Sunshine Ladies Tour headed to Houghton for the Chase to Investec Cup for ladies, as the race to accumulate points and ultimately a spot in the top 10 to compete in the final at the Millvale Private Retreat in March gathers pace. The tour is going from strength to strength, and competition is tough, with leaderboards generally congested, as both local and international players use the Sunshine Ladies Tour as a platform to launch their careers. Houghton was in magnificent condition and provided a stern test of golf. The Jack Nicklaus signature layout is littered with bunkers and also has a healthy dose of water. The course plays as a par 72 and measures over 5,000 meters for the ladies. Definitely a layout you have to plot your way around. The overnight lead was shared by Ashley Simon and Monique Smit. They carded opening rounds of 3 under par and both know how to win on the Sunshine Ladies Tour. Ivana Samu finished the second round as the leading South African amateur on 1 over par. Samu narrowly missing out for birdie on the 9th, and once again showing that at 17 she's got game. Carrie Park in good form this season. She plays out of the Centurion Country Club. Park was solid from tee to green on her way to a second round 73, which left her on level par and 4 off the pace going into round 3. Stacey Bregman, a multiple winner on the Sunshine Ladies Tour, as well as a regular competitor on the Ladies European Tour, started the day 2 behind, but made birdies on 2 and 3 to get herself right in the mix early on. She got herself into sole possession of the lead at one stage during the round, but fell away slightly. However, she fought back to finish with a magnificent birdie on 18, to sign for a second round 72 and remain in contention on 1 under par. Bregman's a tough competitor. Ashley Simon started the day on 3 under par but struggled to get momentum going during her second round. As expected, she played some lovely shots along the way, but couldn't convert the birdie chances. However, like Bregman, she hung in there and held this for birdie at the par 4 18th to sign for a 73, 1 over for the round, but she found herself only 2 back ahead of the final round. Azelia Meichtri, a multiple Swiss national amateur champion, fired the round of the day as she played herself into the tournament on day 2. Meichtri now resides in George, playing out of Kingswood as she looks to get her matric and a route into college golf in the United States. Azelia looked comfortable out at Houghton. This birdie at the par 3 14th, one of the highlights on her way to a 68 and a 3 under par tournament total. She'd end the day 1 stroke off the lead. Another international player joining our local girls, England's Rebecca Hudson. She started her day at 1 under par and progressed steadily on day 2. A notable feature, she keeps bogeys off her card as she ultimately signed for a 69.
I think if you get in this rough and you get if it sits down in the rough, it's quite penal, and you need to keep it on the fairway. The course is wonderful, it's playing really well. I think it's set up really well and you're seeing good scores. Felt like I was playing really well on the front 9. Missed a few chances, just tried to stay patient and a little bit lucky towards the end, and a very nice finish on 18.
Hudson's steady second round was enough to give her a 1-stroke lead on 4 under par, a birdie finish doing her cause no harm. That's how things looked after 2 rounds at Houghton, 2 international players on top of the leaderboard with a round to play. The Houghton Golf Club was bathed in warm sunshine from early morning on the 3rd day as the girls went through their paces in search of the Chase to Investec Cup for ladies title. With an international field of professionals and amateurs, a sure sign that ladies golf in South Africa is on the up. Azelia Meichtri got off to a solid enough start with this approach into the first, but her round dwindled. She fell out of contention and ended up losing the top amateur spot to Ivana Samu on a count-out. Samu finished as the highest ranked amateur for the 2nd week in a row and continues to impress. The girl from Reimsig looks to be going places in the game. Samu finished in tied 11th overall. Korea's Carrie Park has looked very accomplished over the first 2 events of this year, the 19-year-old making her mark in the professional ranks. She'd go on to sink that birdie putt and move 1 under after 7 holes. Stacey Bregman got off to a solid start, having finished well the previous day. Bregman eager to get a win under her belt early on in a bid to secure a spot in the top 10 in the final at Millvale. Bregman played the opening 8 holes in level par to keep in touch with the lead. Ashley Simon was playing in the final group alongside overnight leader Rebecca Hudson, and using her vast international experience also kept herself in the mix, bouncing back from a bogey at 3 with a birdie at 6. Other than that, very steady. Rebecca Hudson looked focused as she searched for her first title in 6 years. This, her tee shot to the par 3 7th, setting up a birdie opportunity after a bogey at 4 and a birdie at 5, which would keep the pressure on those chasing her overnight lead. None of the field making a big move. Here's Hudson completing the birdie at 7, which took her to 5 under par as she kept her nose in front. Hudson's a self-confessed lover of playing golf in South Africa and a keen supporter of our tour. Stacey Bregman negotiated the 9th hole well. Her tee shot hit to here, and that birdie meant she turned in 1 under 35, 2 under for the week. Hudson, off a bogey at 8, secured her par at 9 to turn in level par, 4 under for the week, 2 ahead of Bregman and Simon. As the field made their way through the opening 9, here's a little look at some of the wonderful bird life out at Houghton. They're clearly fans of the Jack Nicklaus signature golf course. Despite the 10th hole being a par 5, it didn't yield too many birdies on the final day. One person to take advantage was Namibia's Bonita Bredenhahn, thanks to this effort with the flat stick. Bredenhahn finished on +2 in 6th. The 14th pin placement did entice the ladies to go for it at the par 3, and many got close. Here we see Carrie Park's effort. Park would go on to finish on level par in 4th on her own. Park is one of the bright young things on tour. Keep up to date with all the girls' progress at sunshineladiestour.com. Rebecca Hudson tidied up for par here at the 10th and remained on 4 under and in the lead. The par 5 15th plays downhill, but in true Jack Nicklaus style is well protected by sand and water. It however produced some good results through the week. Here Bregman with this birdie to get back to 3 under after a bogey at 14. Rebecca Hudson reached the 14th off a bogey on 13, produced this to set up an opportunity to go to 4 under par, get her drop shot back and open up a lead over Bregman. Ashley Simon had this to keep the pressure on Bregman and Hudson, but the putter had been cold all day, and once again she would have to settle for a par. Level par through 14 holes. Frustration for Simon on the greens, but she'll know she is swinging it well. Hudson, however, did make her birdie and got it back to 4 under where she started the day. The first Sunshine Tour title was beginning to look like a reality at that stage, but there were still tough holes to negotiate on the way home. 2 par 3s flanked the par 5 15th, and the 16th over water with the pin cut at the front is a tricky customer. Bregman, however, produced this and walked off with a par, 3 under for the week. After 3 good blows, Ashley Simon had this for birdie at the 15th. A great start to the week on the opening day. Simon, however, was not able to kick on like we all know she can, and that moved her to 1 under for the day, 3 for the week. Bregman, meanwhile, had this for birdie up at 17. On 3 under par for the week and 2 under for the day, the Country Club Johannesburg local coolly slotted that one home to move to 4 under and make the final few holes very interesting. England's Hudson converted this for birdie at 15 and parred the 16th to go into the final 2 holes on 5 under par, a narrow lead over Bregman, with Simon also poised not far off. Hudson then came up short at 17 with her second shot and couldn't get up and down, meaning she dropped back to 4 under par going down the last. The chase to Investec Cup for ladies going down to the wire. Bregman reached the par 4 18th in 2, but unfortunately 3-putted the final green. The experienced campaigner knows she had a shot at the title, but that left the door open to Hudson, looking to end a 6-year title drought. Hudson played this 7-wood into the last, safely onto the green, and although a long way from the hole, the Wheatley Golf Club professional importantly avoided the water and put herself within 2-putt range. With things as close as they were, Hudson admitted afterwards it was a nerve-jangling time negotiating the home stretch.
To keep myself together, it's a long time since I've been in that position, and so Stacey on the last, and I knew what obviously Ashley was doing, so hitting the green It's not the easiest of greens to 2 putts, but put myself in position and rolled it up.
Hudson now for a birdie effort, with Bregman in the hut at 3 under and Simon still on 18 on the same score. Very good effort. We know the nerves she was feeling, well handled under pressure. The win would be hers, unless of course Ashley Simon had drained this for birdie to go to 4 under par. A very good looking putt from Simon, just running out of steam. A tap in for a share of second place, and for 2 weeks in a row, Ashley Simon was in contention. She'll be worth watching at Swartkorp next week at the Tshwane Ladies Open. A win can't be far off. Rebecca Hudson then, the 2016 Chase to Investec Cup for Ladies champion. The title and Investec Cup points towards the final event in March belonging to Hudson, the first international winner on the Sunshine Ladies Tour. Houghton served up some fantastic golf over the 3 days, a close finish in the end, but Rebecca Hudson, the worthy champion.
It's a great tour and it's growing, and I'm sure there'll be more internationals coming down to play. Yeah, it's a nice thing to have. Happy, but I know there's things I need to work on, and I know next week there's going to be some girls who think I'm going to win one of these because the standard's fantastic.
As for the Chase to the Investec Cup for Ladies, the table looks like this. Now in its 3rd season, it has been crucial in revitalising the ladies' game in South Africa.
We are immensely excited. This is the 3rd year now of the Ladies Tour, and I think at inception we looked at the fact that getting a tour going was what was desperately needed in South Africa, and to be able to support with our partners and have the backing of the Sunshine Tour, we're very excited. We're thrilled with the support and looking forward to welcoming the top 10 to the final.
After a great week at Houghton, we're off to Swartkorp next, with the ladies in search of more Investec Cup points.